Now there is another function called as count. Okay, so count and then value str. So I want to know how many bananas are there in this list. So let's see. It says two, but how many cherries are there in this list? I just need to add it. Fruits dot count. So when you do, let's say you are in office and your teammate, your team lead, or your manager will give you a certain kind of a situation. Okay, hello guys, we have a list. We are capturing a list, but we need to know the count of that. So we can directly use this count function, and we will be able to, maybe after getting this count function, there will be, so the program, when you will do it, right, it will be kind of a sequence. First maybe you are creating this list, then you may be modifying this list, then you may be counting certain elements. So like this it will go. Right now what we are doing is we are understanding block by block, so that we are in the later stage we are able to understand from start to end. Okay, this IPYNB files are to understand block by block. And when we will do this kind of approach, right, .py files, it will be all complete code at once. Okay. Okay, so the count function will give you the count for cherry. In the similar fashion, if you go on the official website, there might be other functions which will help you to get certain operations with the list. Okay, but it all depends what we want in our code. These are the most common functions which I try to mention it here for you. And then there is one more function which is called as a sort. So what does sort means? Sort the list in ascending order. So what is an ascending order? Apple A, B, C, G, and K. So let me try to enter. Let's say there is a fruit with name as Z. Okay, and maybe Z fruit. Okay, I added a Z fruit because it starts from Z, and I want my list to be sorted. So once I run this, I got this. I printed this my fruit list, and then oh, it did. My fruit list is not updated. Now it's updated. You see, it placed my Z fruit at the end. Why it placed? Because it's simple. Uh, when you do an ascending order, right? So A is at the beginning, then B, then again because banana is like two times, so B, then C, then G, then K, then G. It's simple ascending order. So if I want to do a reverse, let me try to do a reverse. So it reverses the list. Okay. So if you see here, it reverses the list. It reverses the original list. Okay. Apple is at the end now. Roots got reverse. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't get updated that fast. Now this list should get reversed. So how will I know if banana came at first? Okay, Z fruit came at last. Now it's a reverse list, right? So banana and then guava, then kiwi here. You see banana here, then guava here, then kiwi here, then cherry here, and then banana again, then apple again, and then red fruit. So just the reverse. Then there is one more function which is called as clear. So what does clear will do? Fruits.clear remove all elements from the list. So if I run this and if I print fruits, I got an empty list. There is no element in list. Okay. So this is again what do we call slicing in the list. Okay. So the way I explained to you earlier, right? So in slicing, you have to take your, let's say, numbers, and then you have to take like a start, stop, -1, and then that. Okay. So this is my numbers list. Let me comment this. 2:5. Okay. Let me start it from 0. Otherwise, let me make it shorter. So this is at your which position? This is 0 is at your 0th position, 0th index. Then you have 1 at first index. Then you have 2 at second index. Then you have 3 at third index. Okay. And if I do the same as above, then this will be at which position? This will be at -1. Okay. This will be at -2. This will be at -3. So in the similar fashion. So I'm trying to make these in sequence so you are able to understand. Yeah, okay. That should be good. Mhm. Okay. So so now let's assume we have a list with 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ignore the spaces. The spaces are anyway are going to be ignored. I did this because I want to keep these elements for your understanding for slicing, right? So which element is at which place. So I'm taking the number, I'm putting the start value. What is my start value? Start value is 2. 2 means this. Now I cannot use, now I cannot use 5 here. Take 3 and let me take 1 here. So I want to start it from 1. Okay, 1 means this 1th element at 1 index. Okay, first index. And then 3 means what? Stop -1. Stop -1 means 2. Okay, 3 minus 1 is 2, right? So if I run like this, you see how many elements I got? 1 and 2. Okay, now let me comment this. Let me try to print this. Stop -1 means what? 4. Stop minus means what? 4. There is no starting point. So when there is no starting point, what will happen? It will try to print all the list from the start. And this 5, I mean, we do not have, if I go with this formula, now you will say it's confusing. So let me just use this formula here. So now the 5 is at stop -1 position, right? So 5 minus 1 is 4. You will say there is no fourth element, right? So why didn't we got error? So we will not get error. If the first element is empty, right? It will print all the elements. Okay. So let's say instead of 5, I would use 95. You see, is there any impact on the output? No. Let's say I used 955. No, right? So let's say I'm using 1 unit. Now let's see. There is an impact. If the element which you are putting here is within the range of index range of this list, there will be an impact here. If it is not with, I mean, it is beyond this range, that means it is out of range, there will not be an impact. Okay. So let's say I took 3. What does 3 means? 3 minus 1 is what? 3 is within range, right? 3 is within range. 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is within range. 3 minus 1 is what? 2. 0, 1, 2. If there is 4, 4 is out of range, right? Will there be a change in output? All the elements will be printed. 4 is out of range. If I used 55, all elements will be printed. Are you able to get this? I understand it might be a little tricky, but if you do it once or twice, I mean, the list is very, I would say, like, is the easiest data type and most flexible in Python. It's the most flexible one. Okay, okay. Now, let's take this example. My list is going out of range. What is the size of my list? Let me try to introduce you with a function called as print len. And then what is the name? Number. What this will give is len is a function. What this function will do, it will return the size, return the number of items in a container or the size. Let me see. You see 4. 4 means what? 4 as in human terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. But the index range from which place? 0 to 3. Okay. Index is ranging from 0 to 3, but the length is 4. Right? Because there are 4 elements, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, if now my index can go from which place to which place? It can go from 0 to max 3. This is my range. And what is my length? Length of my numbers list is what? 4. My length is 4, but my index range is 0 to 3. Okay. Length of number list is 4. Yeah, length of, okay. So by this function, we came to know that our length of numbers list is 4. But by saying it, I know, right, what is my index? Index range is 0 to 3. So I wrote 0 to 3 and my length of list is 4. Okay. If I write like this, I will be knowing like whether whichever I'm trying to get it through string slicing, I will be able, I mean, what kind of a behavior I can expect from list. So now let's take an example. Now I am putting the start value. The start value is out of my list range. Okay, there is no fifth element here, right? So there is only up to 3 and the length is 4. So what will happen? No output, empty list.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed our session at LWP Labs. For more videos like this, you can subscribe to our channel and contact the number for live classes. The future is now with AI.